In this session, we are going to learn how to find cited and suggested content within Brief Analyzer. For more information on how to upload a document to Brief Analyzer, please see Brief Analyzer, Uploading a Brief. Brief Analyzer is a tool on Bloomberg Law aimed at making the process of responding to motions more efficient. Using artificial intelligence and machine learning, this tool accelerates research by enabling an attorney to upload a brief, and in return, get a report of cited authorities, referenced points of law, potential red flags, and recommendations for additional primary sources and analysis. We already have our brief uploaded, so let's click into one of the arguments from our table of contents to get started. You will now see that the third panel has changed to focus just on this argument and has 3 tabs across the top: Cited in Argument, Suggested Content, and Focused Search. Let's start with the Cited in Argument, which identifies primary sources and points of law cited within the brief. Click the Opinions button to see all cases cited within the argument and extracts from each of those cases that are relevant to the argument. You will be able to better filter the cases by their treatment in B-Cite, Bloomberg Law's Citator. This will help you quickly see which cases may raise red flags. You can see if they have been treated negatively or distinguished by other courts. Click on Points of Law to utilize Bloomberg Law's Points of Law technology on the legal principles cited within the argument. Points of Law is an award-winning tool on Bloomberg Law that uses machine learning to identify legal statements and principles that are critical to a court's reasoning. Clicking on a point of law opens a new browser tab where you can see which cases are the most cited for this point of law, and go to Related Points of Law to identify relevant legal principles you may have missed if you had only done a case law search. Let's now review the Suggested Content tab. This section of Brief Analyzer offers court opinions, briefs, books, and practical guidance to make research easier and identify things you may have missed just by searching. To make sure you haven't overlooked a crucial case, click on the Court Opinions button. You'll be able to see cases not referenced in the brief that are relevant to your argument and the respective B-Cite treatment. What's more, Brief Analyzer explains why they are suggested. Suggestions may, for example, use the same key legal phrases or language, come from the same jurisdiction, or cite the same court opinion or point of law. Now we'll take a look at suggested briefs. This part of the tool uses Bloomberg Law's docket key technology to identify briefs from all federal district courts that can be used to strengthen the user's argument or serve as drafting templates. We've just seen how Brief Analyzer can suggest cases and briefs that might help you strengthen your argument and draft a winning argument. Now let's look at how it can help you find useful secondary sources on Bloomberg Law. First, we'll look at the suggested practical guidance. Here, Brief Analyzer looks at the motion type covered within the brief and uncovers practical guidance. That is, expert-drafted checklists, forms, and overviews that highlight best practices, procedural issues, drafting tips, and other relevant materials related to that motion type. Once again, you will see that the tool explains why these documents were suggested. Now we will go to Suggested Books and Treatises to uncover relevant key legal phrases and text from the brief to match to relevant books and treatises. Finally, let's move over to the Focus Search. If you have a eureka moment while in Brief Analyzer and want to search for a relevant, on-point case without leaving the tool, this is the way to do it. Let's run a search for First Amendment journalists in quotation marks as our keyword. Brief Analyzer is going to search across Bloomberg Law's case law collection and find opinions that are relevant to the particular argument we are in. The opinions will be arranged in order of relevance to the argument. If you wish to perform a regular B-Law search, simply click on Full Bloomberg Law Search under the search bar and it will open in a new tab. You should now have an understanding of how to access cited authorities from your brief, find suggested content, and perform a focused search within Brief Analyzer. Thank you for participating in our training today.